Hello and welcome to a new Football Manager 2021 experiment here on Boston United FM. We have an imposter in the Boston United squad. Hopefully you can spot them, as it should be clear from the title of the video. Jack Grealish has recently left his boyhood club in real life, Aston Villa, to join moneybags Manchester City in a £100 million transfer. In this alternative reality, Grealish has joined Conference North side Boston United instead. Grealish has been given a 5-year contract with the Pilgrims on £1,000 a week, but with no future transfer arranged, he could leave the Pilgrims at any time. Can he fire Boston United to National League North glory in the first season under manager Craig Elliott? Will he be given the captaincy at any point, like he was at Villa? Will his place in the England squad be lost from the start, meaning he misses Euro 2020 in game? Let's go forward 5 seasons and see how Boston United, with the creativity of Jack Grealish, get on starting in the 6th tier of English football. I'm not sure anyone would expect Grealish to stay in the lower leagues, especially for 5 years, and that does seem to be the case with him nowhere to be seen in the Boston United squad in 2025. It does, however, say at the top that the club are in the National League itself, a 1-level rise from their initial placement in Tier 6. But that promotion has been more recent and therefore most likely happened without Grealish. Looking at the very first season of this experiment, 2021, the Pilgrims finished in 4th place and would therefore have taken part in the playoffs. Promotion wasn't earned then, and some poor finishing positions would have disappointed the fans since. A recent revival saw 5th and 6th place endings, with the latter seemingly a promotion-winning season via those playoffs. Incumbent manager Craig Elliott only lasted that first season, with the playoff defeat costing him his job. Current Brackley Town manager Kevin Wilkin took over, but he only lasted 117 days. Andrew Williams held the role for 3 years, then Anthony Johnson, former Salford City, now Chester joint manager, was hired just 6 months ago, and it was he who oversaw the promotion to the National League. Looking at the transfers for the first season, no Grealish mentioned, so he did at least last 12 months down at the brand new community stadium at Boston. Here we go. Jack Grealish was sold by Boston United for an initial £22.5 million, but not to one of the big Premier League clubs, but Southampton. He must have done enough in his debut Conference North season to earn back his move to the top tier. The fee could have risen to £31 million too, a huge sum of money in Tier 6 of English football. 35 appearances in the league for Boston, and he scored 13 goals, and created another 13 via assists. Just the 7 Player of the Match awards, but an average rating of 7.58 is superb. You could argue his performances for the Saints have been unspectacular. 6 goals in his first season back in the Premier League is more than the next 3 put together. It doesn't look like a move to one of the big boys, such as Man City, is in the offing. Grealish starts off FM21 as an uncapped international. However, he does now have 6 appearances for his country, albeit with no goals scored. He's now 29, so should be roughly at his peak, and will be disappointed not to have played more for England. Worth £54 million and earning almost £7 million a year, he's not doing too badly. However, this is much less than his alleged wage at Manchester City in real life, which is closer to around double that figure. Going back to that first season and Grealish's only year at Boston, it certainly ended on a sour note, as the Pilgrims lost out to York City in the semi-final of the playoffs, and Jack Grealish himself was actually sent off with a couple of minutes to go. Let's go forward another 3 seasons and see if Grealish is still stuck at mid-table Southampton. He's still there, now 32 and on the same contract as he was 3 years ago, and just a year left on that deal. Still just the 6 England caps too. Another 3 average seasons for Grealish at the Saints, but a few extra goals have been added to his stats. Looking at Southampton's progress since signing Grealish, the last 3 years have been better than the previous 4, with a highest place finish of 6th in 27-28, with the Saints now looking forward to a season in the Europa League. Ralph Hasenhüttl managed to last until 2026 as manager of Southampton, but was then incredibly replaced by an ageing Jose Mourinho. Can Jose lead the Saints to European glory? Let's go forward one more season to see how Mourinho and Grealish get on together in the second tier UEFA competition. A year later and some big news for Southampton. Jose Mourinho has resigned from his job at St Mary's. Jose wasn't the only one to leave the Saints, as Jack Grealish is now a free agent after the final year of his contract didn't see an extension offered or accepted. Who's going to take a 33-year-old Grealish on a free? Checking out the final few games of both Grealish and Mourinho's Southampton careers, they were oh so close to making the final of the Europa League. They lost out to fellow Premier League side Tottenham Hotspur in the semi-finals, one of Jose's former clubs. 29 league appearances under Mourinho for Grealish in the final season, scoring 4 goals and creating another 4. Over 8 seasons at St Mary's Stadium, he made 247 Premier League appearances and scored 29 goals. A decent return, but you'd expect more from someone who is expected to become an elite creative midfielder in the Premier League for Manchester City. Checking back in on Boston United, Grealish's original club in this experiment, and they are back where they started in Conference North. Last time we called in on them, they just won the playoffs to earn promotion to the National League. However, just 3 seasons later, they were relegated back down and finished mid-table in the most recent season. Clearly, the £22 million plus they received for Grealish hasn't been invested very well into the playing squad, if at all, and they are back in Tier 6 8 years after the sale. Overall, it looks like a year in Conference North for Jack Grealish hit his career hard, as only a mid-table Premier League side in Southampton would take the gamble to take him back to the highest level. And then he only left them after 8 seasons and is now a free agent. The highlight of his career has been a Europa League semi-final appearance with the Saints under Jose Mourinho. Worth £100 million? Apparently not. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, please don't forget to leave a like. And for more videos, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.